Alright, you guys, we got the Tanto here. I did a tempering cycle on it just for 2 hours. I may do another one, I may not, I'm not sure. I stuck it in the straightening jig and got most of the curve out, but there's just a little bit left. So I got my ruler here to see what it is straight. And then this handy dandy Kyle Daily 8-ounce straightening hammer, carbide straightening hammer. This thing is absolutely wonderful. This carbide ball, it's at like 90 Rockwell, so it's much harder than the steel in here. Yeah, hardened and unhardened steel in here. So when you hit it, it expands on one side of the metal and will straighten a blade out just wonderfully. Alrighty, it's looking pretty good. Alrighty, so I stuck it in the surface grinder, and now that the flats were mostly flat and straight, I was able to stick it in there. That was with a 400 grit belt, and now I'll do the other side. The flats are flat, and the tang is tapered back as well, so it's tapered this way, and then from about right here, right at the mune machi, I'm gonna cut the ha machi in and then get that all sorted out. It's tapered back from about right here. This is still kind of flattish. It's supposed to be whitest right here. So let's cut this ha machi in. I'd say that looks pretty good. So I got some layout fluid on here, some lines loosely scribed on where it needs to be, and we will start grinding. Alrighty, here we are with the first side done. There's a little bit like right here, it didn't hit the line quite, but I'll be able to fix that up with some sandpaper. Now to do the other side. So now we got both sides ground at 120 grit, and I'm going to step it up to 220 grit and continue on. We have a blade that is up to 400 grit on here, 400 grit surface grinding attachment on this one, and the edge is at 0.01. So for this blade, it's almost at 0, but I'm just going to do a normal Western style secondary bevel on each side to sharpen it. It's a much easier way to do it than the Japanese way, and I'm not using stones, so that is the much easier way to do it. So now I start hand sanding. Okay, there we are with a clean 400 grit. All the lines are matched up on both sides. And now we continue. So after many hours of polishing with finger stones, here's where we are. It's looking pretty good. You can see it in person, but camera's not really picking up the hamon line. But I'm going to take the flat here up to mirror polish and then do some etching on it and then come back and continue work. So after spending arguably too much time on this polish, I have a nice jizuya stone finish on it. As you can see in the reflection, the hamon is clearly visible, and you can see the Wootz pattern in person pretty decently well. I am hoping the nigui helps with that. I imagine it will. We're going for a hadori polish on this. Bar here I marked 3/4, quarter, 3/4, and we're going to forge this into the habaki. Marked out the lines, ready to go. Does that look mighty fine? So here I have a piece from the old Habaki, and I'm going to bevel this down and make the little insert that goes at the bottom. So here is the Habaki with the piece fit in there. It is a tad bit loose on the front right there and right there, but that shouldn't be an issue to resolve after I solder it up. And just like that, we got our Habaki on there, ready to go. Let's start shaping it.